Michael Pawlowski is the athletic director for St. Francis High School, and he joins me now. So good to see you.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You had such a terrific school year last year in regards to sports. Can you kind of recap all the championships St. Francis won last year?
Absolutely. We had a great year last year athletically. We had a couple of CCS championships in boys and girls soccer. We had a CCS championship in girls water polo, and also gymnastics, which is our 11th CCS championship in a row. Our boys basketball team won a NorCal championship, played in the state championship game last year. So it was a great year athletically for us.
And will the success continue? What are your thoughts? I understand you have at least one new coach.
Yeah, we're excited about the year ahead. So there's a lot of great things happening at the beginning of the year, a lot of enthusiasm going on right now. We have a new head football coach in Nick Navarro, who's been at our school for a couple of years, takes over from Mike Mitchell, who's done an outstanding job. Nick's only the 5th head football coach in school history, so he's walking into a program with great history, great legacy. Ron Calcagno, Mike Mitchell. So Nick's really excited. We're off to a 1-0-1 start. Beat Oak Grove in our opener and tied Palma this past weekend down in Salinas. So looking forward to a great year there. Got Los Gatos coming up this Friday.
We will be there. KMVT will be covering that. And you mentioned kind of the you haven't had a lot of turnover, and I think that would speak to kind of, what a prestigious job that is to be the head coach of St. Francis football.
Absolutely. It is a program with great history and great tradition, and I think when you talk about guys like Ron Calcagno, who's a legend in the area and a legend in high school football, and Mike Mitchell did an unbelievable job during his tenure of kind of continuing that tradition. And even when we interviewed candidates, that was one of the things we talked a lot about understanding the tradition of St. Francis High School and what that means to be the head football coach there. And Nick's doing a great job. Nick really embraces that tradition, understands that tradition, and is going to build on that.
We're live at the Mountain View Art and Wine Festival. KMVT is getting ready to kick off the high school sports season, and that's why we've invited some of the athletic directors and coaches and players. Michael Pawlowski, your 7th year as the AD at St. Francis. I would think that you would feel that you're at a school that is a perfect fit for you.
It's a great place. It's a school that believes strongly in being very successful both on the athletic fields but also in the classroom. Our principal, Patty Tennant, has done an unbelievable job putting us on the map as an academic powerhouse in the area. And then athletically, our standards are very high about being successful on the playing fields. We talk about 3 things with our kids all the time: playing hard, being good teammates, and playing with sportsmanship. And we say that if we do those 3 things, that we're going to be successful, and everything else kind of takes care of itself. So it's an unbelievable school. It's a great place to be. I'm very proud to be the athletic director there.
And to be involved in the West Catholic Athletic League, which has to be considered one of the premier leagues in all the state of California. St. Francis, year after year, you represent so well.
Absolutely. It is an incredible league to play in. I always tell our teams and our parents that no matter who you're playing, the first place team or last place team in the league, that it's just unbelievable competition every night out. And they're playing against some of the best athletes in Northern California, if not the state. And actually in our league, a league title sometimes means more than a section title because our league is so difficult to play in every year in every sport. So it's great for our kids, it's great for our coaches to compete in. It really is a great league to be a part of.
Yeah, there's no easy, in some ways, your preseason schedule would be your easy games, and that's often not the case with how your coaches like to schedule, but certainly no easy games and no assumptions to be made when playing a West Catholic Athletic League opponent.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think no matter what the sport is, that up and down the line is just difficult competition. Like we said, there's just great athletes at all the schools in the West Catholic Athletic League, so great for our kids to compete against that night in and night out.
Well, and I do want to mention your gymnastics team. Gymnastics, as you can imagine, is a very difficult sport for television to cover.
Sure. Your
gymnastic team, perhaps a little bit overlooked in some ways, but we speak to the success that this program has had.
Coach Lynn Horia is really a legend in the sport, and like you say, is one of those that doesn't get a whole lot of publicity, a whole lot of coverage, but 11 CCS championships in a row. He's just built a powerhouse and continues to have a powerhouse in that area right there, and it's something that we in our school community take great pride in, even though maybe sometimes outside of our school community they may not know about it as much.
Well, Michael Pawlowski, thank you so much for joining us as St. Francis Athletic Director, and we will be there next week, next Friday, to shoot Los Gatos at St. Francis football. Always a good one, right?
Great, thanks for having us.
Let's send it on over to my co-host, Jim Tu.
Thanks a lot, Kirsten. I am standing in front of the new repimped KMVT production truck. I think they did a really good job. We'll get a little shot of this. So they did a pretty good job. They got everything except for the spinning rims and the frozen yogurt machine, and no more mistaking it for a catering truck. I'm here with the assistant basketball coach of St. Francis girls basketball team, Cass Taylor, and
Carrie Johnson.
And Carrie Johnson, the player on the team. All right, Coach. Has your season started yet?
It hasn't started yet. It's the winter sport, so we're not now there in the fall season, but we have started conditioning already for our fall season.
When does your season start?
Season starts in December. We actually start practice in November. November 1st is official start. So after that, games start in December.
When are your home games normally?
Home games, they vary. We'll have a lot of home games in the preseason. Our schedule hasn't been put out yet, but if you go to the website in about a week or two, we should have the whole list of games that we have.
So what can the fans of the St. Francis girls basketball team expect this year?
Oh, a whole bunch of excitement. We have a very athletic group this year, a very exciting group. And we're going to be running, we're going to be having a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of scoring this year.
So what kind of playing style would you describe your team as having?
Run and gun for fun. That's our motto this year. So we don't have a whole lot of height, but we have a lot of speed and a whole lot of heart. So therefore, a lot of defense and a lot of running.
Okay. All right. So what position do you play on the team?
I play small forward, center.
Okay. So so how long have you been on the team?
I've been on the team since my sophomore year.
And what are you now?
I'm a senior.
Okay. And so what you have plans after high school?
I plan to play Division I, Division II basketball.
Okay. Do you have any schools you want to go to?
I'm looking at Sonoma, USF, or San Jose State.
And you have a major in mind yet?
Not sure yet.
Okay.
Thinking.
Oh, don't worry, it's always good. Yeah, just take a bunch of classes, see what you like, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Team Jacob.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to you, Coach. So, how long have you been coaching the girls basketball team at St. Francis?
I've been there 4 years. I'm an alumni, so it's like coming back to school again. So 4 years, and I graduated in 1986.
And okay, and what do you like most about coaching?
Coaching, they say if you can't play anymore, because I'm getting older, that you coach. But no, the big thing is helping these kids out, especially young ladies, with their self-esteem and working hard and actually playing together as a team is my biggest thing that I like to contribute back, which I got from St. Francis back in 1986.
All right, I'm going to throw it to either one of you. Who's your biggest opponent this year?
I would have to say presentation.
And do you expect to beat presentation this year?
I do.
And you concur, right?
I concur. I expect to win every game.
Okay. And then let's see. What do you consider the biggest challenge in coaching?
The biggest challenge is getting a lot of different personalities and different talents and putting it all into one goal in one area to try to do one thing. So that's the biggest challenge. And for girls, it's always personalities.
And how's your approach to doing that?
I'm just trying to figure out each player and what makes them click, what turns that switch to make them go further than what they really expect.
Okay. And let's see here. And so how long does your season run?
The season runs till February,
okay.
End of February, early March into the CCS playoffs.
Okay. All right, now let's go over to one of our roving reporters. I believe it's Josh and John. Back to you.
And this time I'm with Gloria. Gloria has a very unique stand out here at the Art and Wine Festival. Tell us about what you're selling today.
I have soy candles, and they're 100% soy and essential oil, so they're all natural, eco-friendly. We have plain essential oil with reeds, and we have oil burners so you can heat the essential oil for super scent. And we have several sizes of candles. And soy candles are hard to find because they melt at 100 degrees, and we're pushing that right now.
I was going to say, it's very warm out here this afternoon. How are the candles holding up?
Oh, they're making it so far.
And so you have many, many scents here. What are some of the ones you have? I see you have cherry vanilla and dreamsicle. How do you come up with the idea for some of these?
Well, I'm famous for hearing somebody say a name. Like we have a unique candle called Monkey Farts, and everybody says, what is that? It's coconut, bananas, and oranges, everything monkeys eat. I have a candle called Hoochie Mama, so I took all the really flowery, over-the-top scents and named it Hoochie Mama.
And this one you're holding, this is one of your more popular
Yeah,
scents?
this one's really popular. Nobody else has this because I invented the scent. It's called chili pepper and oranges. And I took the 2 essential oils and mixed them together, and this is super popular.
Can I sneak a...
Sneak a smell.
That is a very nice smelling candle, I must say. So, and then, you know, pure soy, what was the inspiration for that?
Well, years ago, you know, I've been making candles for about 18 years, and years ago, everybody was putting a little bit of soy in their candle mixture because it made a creamier candle, and they started improving the soy a whole lot more, and now it's down to 100% soy. But I think major manufacturers don't do 100% soy because, like I said, it melts at 100 degrees, so it doesn't warehouse good. I make all of mine at home, and we have an air-conditioned shed. We keep them all in and keep them nice and cool.
So do you make it out to a lot of these sort of art and wine festivals?
Yeah, I do. We do. Oh, we probably do 12 to 15 of them a year.
And how many years have you been coming out here to Mountain View?
I think this is my 8th year.
Wonderful.
It's a really good festival too. It's well run. All the business people and everything treat us really good. It's a great show.
Do you ever run into problems with people trying to eat the candles and then complaining to you later because they smell so good?
No, but those aroma salts we have, which are bath salts and little pellets, we got to watch them because little kids think it's like salt candy and go for their mouth.
Don't eat the candles, kids.
Yeah, don't eat them.
Thanks, Gloria.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm John. I'm here at the 2010 Mountain View Art and Wine Festival, and I'm here with
Jamie Garrett from the Mountain View Fire Department.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi,
and so, what brings the Mountain View Fire Department here?
Well, we're out here today welcoming the community, showing off our new engines, and giving fire safety information.
So what kind of fire safety information are you giving out?
Well, we're giving out everything about how to develop an escape plan in your house, to how to check your smoke detectors, and what kind of stuff you need to have in an emergency plan.
This is your brand new fire truck?
This is one of our brand new fire engines.
And when did you get it?
We got them late last fall.
So how do you keep your CDs from falling on the floor when it's tilted like this?
They get in and pull anything that can fall out before we tilt the cab.
Great. So I understand you have some events coming up.
We do. Our 6th annual Pancake Breakfast is going to be held on Saturday, September 25th, from 8 until 11 a.m. out at Fire Station number 4, out on Wisman Road, and it's a fundraiser for the Burn Foundation.
And so how much will that cost?
It's $3 for kids and $5 for adults, a full breakfast, and then there's lots of fun activities for the entire family that day.
What kind of activities?
There's a fire extinguisher demonstration. Kids get to squirt the fire hose. There's a demonstration of rappelling by our firefighters, and there's some go-kart racing.
What can people do? Where can people go to get more information about fire safety?
They can go to our website, www.mountainview.gov/fire.
Thanks a lot, Jamie. And back to you.
And thanks a lot, Kirsten. I'm here with Mike Oakland and John Nelson of the St. Francis boys baseball team. All right, Mike, thank you for coming down here, doing a live feed. So, Mike, what do we have? Has your season start? Your season hasn't started yet, has it?
No, we don't start till February.
Okay. And when you do start, when are your home games normally during the week?
Yeah, it just kind of varies. We were actually talking, John and I were talking about that on the way over. With our league, it's one at home and one on the road, so every other one. It could be Tuesday, Friday. We play on Tuesdays and Fridays and sometimes on Saturdays, so generally you're going to get 2 out of 3 of them at home.
Okay. All right, so what type of team can we expect this year?
I think you're going to get an older team and more experienced team. Definitely a dedicated team and a group that's focused and hoping to get to that CCS title game at some point in time in their tenure here at St. Francis.
So what type of, how would you describe your team play?
I think we're a real offensive group. I think we're very, very sound defensively and pitching. I think that if we, baseball, if you throw the ball well on the mound, you're going to be pretty good no matter what. But we got a good complement of bats and good defensive guys to go with it.
So is this more of a Moneyball type of team or more of a Minnesota Twins type of team?
That's a good question. I don't know. We have some good speed. We'll put the ball on the ground when we need to. But I think with our offensive, with the kids that can swing the bat, I mean, we're a little bit more inclined to let them sit back and swing it. So it was kind of a mix, probably, maybe.
And so how long have you been coaching the baseball team?
I've been at St. Francis for 5 years. This is my fifth season right now, coming up.
And so what do you like best about coaching baseball?
I like besides the game itself, which I love, have a huge passion for, I really like the interaction with the kids. I like watching them develop, not only as baseball players, but as young men into becoming men and going off into college and trying to help them get to that next level.
All right, John. So you are the catcher of the team, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do you like being catcher?
Good. Gotta control the field, make sure everyone's on the same page.
And let's see. So when you're not playing baseball, what do you have plans after St. Francis?
I'm going to San Jose State next year. A couple of my friends play baseball.
Okay. Going on a baseball scholarship?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
What's your major?
I think I'm going to do business.
Okay. All right. So what do you like best about playing baseball for St. Francis?
I just love our team. We got good chemistry. Just love playing with all the guys we got on the team.
Okay. All right. So who's your favorite baseball player?
Probably Babe Ruth.
Okay. All right. And there you go. And okay, if you take a current baseball player, professional, who would you think your game most resembles?
Probably Freddie Sanchez or Dustin Pedroia.
Okay. All right. And all right. So you take a look over at the booth today, booth and exhibits today.
Yeah, they're good exhibits over there.
Okay. Anyone you're looking forward to checking out?
No, I've just been cruising around pretty much.
Okay. All right. And okay, so for either of you, who do you think is your biggest rival this year?
That's a tough one. I mean, the WCL is loaded between Mitty, Bellarmine, Valley Christian, Sarah. I think St. Francis is probably the biggest rival. Is probably Mitty, just because the schools are so similar, and they're both co-ed schools. They're both very good athletic programs all the way around. So, and I know that my kids all kind of grow up with their kids playing travel ball together and stuff. So they probably have a little bit more of a natural rivalry there. But
a natural, good-natured rivalry, right?
What do you say?
Yeah, probably Mitty the same way. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, guys, for showing up, and I hope you enjoy the Art and Wine Festival. Let's throw it back to Kirsten, who's interviewing some people from the Mountain View baseball team.
Back live at the KMVT booth, and Mountain View High School Baseball is joining me now. This is Connor Nunley, a senior outfielder, Grant Pelgrin, a pitcher and infielder, and their head coach, Gabriel Stewart. Connor, let's go ahead and start with you. It's a while for high school baseball season yet, but tell us a little bit about last year. I understand congratulations are in order.
Yes, we were able to win the El Camino division, first place overall. We lost a total of 3 games, and against really good teams. We played very well. Very good pitching and very strong hitting.
What's it like to be part of such a terrific team? I mean, only 3 losses.
It was good competition to be competing against other players that were so good, getting playing time with such experienced players.
I understand you graduated a number of players.
Yes, we lost quite a few seniors. We're going to be a younger team this year, which will be an experience. It'll be challenging, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you're a fellow classmate over here, Grant, who is a senior. Grant, as I mentioned, it's a while to baseball season. How do you keep, how do you keep in shape for your sport?
We have to play a club ball over the fall and summer, and just repetition after repetition, you just keep getting better. So.
And as a pitcher, obviously you've been pitching, I would guess, for a long time. What's it going to mean to be pitching for your final year of high school ball?
Well, I have to put everything out there that I've ever had, so yeah, just do my best, I guess.
And what are your hopes for your baseball future and your future after high school?
I'd like to play in college anywhere possible, but focus on this year right now.
Focus on this year. And what can you say about this guy behind me here, your head coach?
Well, I think he's a great coach. You can tell from last year how he did with our team, so
yeah.
We made it to the second round of CCS, so.
Well, do me a favor, hand your mic over to him. All right, Coach Stewart. Here you've got 2 senior representatives, graduated a number of players, but you returned a number of players as well, is that correct?
Absolutely. We're returning, off the top of my head, we're returning 6 seniors and a couple of us sophomores who were on the varsity last year, one of whom was our catcher who saw significant time. His name's Dylan Auerbach. So we are losing some significant portions of the team that contributed to our success, but I have to say, what we have coming back, we will be extremely competitive, especially because when you win the El Camino, you get promoted up into the De Anza, and we'll be facing tougher competition week in and week out, but hopefully if I've done everything properly, I've scheduled a challenging preseason schedule. So I think we'll hit the ground running, and I think the players, these young men, will be really ready to step up to the challenge and try to take Mountain View baseball to the next level.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this graduation, if you will, up to the De Anza division. You've been with the team for 4 years now. Is this the first time competing in that division? Is this a big step for Mountain View High?
Well, it is in the sense that we always believed we were an A-level team. And just to briefly explain, different leagues are rated A-level, B-level, and C-level. The El Camino that we were in for the last 3 years was a B-level league, but it's really a bit of a misnomer because there was some excellent competition. One example I'll give you is that Fremont, who finished second behind us, they actually advanced to the semifinals of CCS, where they ended up losing to the eventual CCS Division II champion Burlingame. We ourselves were eliminated in the second round by the eventual runner-up Palo Alto, who we are now in league with. So we're excited to face them again and face teams like Wilcox, Los Gatos, Los Altos, Cupertino, Saratoga. I mean, these are all excellent programs, and I think it's really what the players always believed, that they were an A-level group playing in a B-level league. But I think that experience of being in probably the toughest B-level league that there is in the CCS, that has helped prepare us for the A-level competition that we'll face this year.
What are some of the fundamentals that you stress to your players during practice and in games? What do you really focus on to get them prepared for, it's a long season for high school baseball?
Well, actually, to get them prepared for me and the things that I stress, I pretty much leave them alone until the season starts. I want them to hear other coaches' input, but more importantly, I don't want them to get tired of my voice, because once the season starts, they're going to get tired of my voice. I'm always stressing things as simple as like, hey, if you block a ball, pick it up with your bare hand because you can't throw with your glove. 2-strike, make an adjustment when you have 2 strikes as a batter. We can talk endlessly about the fundamentals. The one fundamental that I think goes through all sports, and Grant said it earlier, is just whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your ability at that time that you're doing it. That's all any coach and all any fan can ever ask of a player.
Well, we're going to be excited to have Mountain View baseball on KMVT when spring rolls around. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's send it out in the field now and check in with our reporting staff.
Hi, I'm Mel Van Dusen, and this is the 39th Mountain View Arts and Wine Festival. And would you introduce yourself and explain your work?
Yeah, my name is Francisco Franco, and the work that I'm doing here is based off of the Dia de los Muertos theme, or the Day of the Dead theme. And I'm basically sort of, it's just a way of taking something negative like death and actually you know, looking at it directly in the eye, and then just making fun of it, so that you're not, you know, we're not worried about death and those types of things. And sort of, in a way, by doing this, I'm sort of making fun of death and celebrating life. So the work is really about a celebration about the living, and also respect for, you know, our ancestors and people who passed along in the past.
You've called death negative. Why do you think death is negative?
Well, because we're not going to be around here to enjoy the sunshine in Mountain View, you know.
Yeah. Well, you've got a point there. But we could be around for something else, but that's metaphysical.
Right. And then we can't prove that anyway, so.
Yeah. We can. Some people can. Now, this has a vague resemblance to Frida Kahlo. Is that true?
The work is definitely inspired by Frida Kahlo's work. She chose to have this sort of folk-like style that was sort of a style for the people, by the people. And that's where I drew my inspiration from. I mean, not only that, she suffered a lot in her lifetime. And so the work is also a homage to her, you know, and just how she was, with all the pain and suffering she had a very positive outlook and really wanted to celebrate life and the joy of living. So these works are an inspiration, a homage to her, and also an inspiration for my work.
Yeah. And how is the Mexican attitude toward death different from the American attitude?
Well, I think in Mexico, they face death more often than we do, as far as it being in the paper and on television and in their magazines. And so because they're facing it, I think that's the same way they like to have their fiestas and drink, you know, tequila and light up fireworks, because knowing that death is always around the corner, it forces them to think about the here and now and celebrating life in that way.
Why have you become interested in doing paintings about death?
Well, actually, it started off with a bunch of, it was commissions for a bunch of murals for different Mexican restaurants, and the whole idea was also about finding my own identity, you know, being a Mexican-American artist, or an artist that was born in America, but still, you know, I'm not from Mexico, I'm an American citizen, but we don't always get treated the same. Because of, you know, whatever, stereotypes or whatever. And so this was about my own identity, my own personal search, and also dealing with sort of my own feelings about life and death and so on.
Does this bring you any kind of joy, painting these?
I love the color. That's the whole thing, that you know, the reality, the pain and suffering of death, and then by putting color into it, right, and adding life, and just the type of brushstrokes that I'm making to really create a sort of active liveliness, I think. So I do find joy in that, and sort of being able to face again, you know, the idea of death and suffering, and yet being able to celebrate the here and now and life as well. So I do that with color and just playing. It's all playful for me as far as painting goes.
Okay, well, look, thank you very much for explaining your work and talking to us about death and the joy you get out of living.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Renu here. Mary. And Mary, what do you? I am a metal artist. I am here at the Mountain View Art Festival. What is metal art? Well, what I do is I work with aluminum, and I etch it by hand, and then I paint it with dyes, many layers of dyes, and get these bright, vibrant colors. And my theme is usually something that's fun, whimsical, bright colors. So as you can see, just lots of fun stuff like houses and flowers and hearts.
So why did you get interested in
I used to be a metal sculptor, and I did nothing but sculpture work, and I really wanted to go back to my painting roots and get some color in my life. And I figured out a way to fuse metal and etch it and create my own style of painting that is not done anywhere else.
So what's the difference between a metal frame, a metal canvas?
Well, a metal canvas, my substrate for canvas is metal. So what I do is I go in and I hand etch it. So all my designs are etched in the metal, and then I apply dyes over the top of those in many layers. So when the light hits it, or you stand at a certain angle, you can see the etchings coming through the metal. So you kind of get two pictures. You get something that gives you a little bit of a shimmer and a light, and the colors are just really vibrant, bright, primary colors, not like a canvas. It's probably because the metal is shiny, it's aluminum, and that color is always trying to shine through.
So how long does it take?
My process is usually about a 5-day process from start to finish. I do things in batches, so I might paint blue on one day or red on another day. I do etchings, and I do a lot of detail work. So I do a lot of things with really good glasses, and I sit and I listen to great music, and I just do details. So usually it's whatever I come up with is just something that's kind of inside me, I guess, the designs.
So have you been coming every year?
This is one of my favorite shows. I believe is my 6th year here at Mountain View, and it's always a great show for me, and it's usually the end of my summer season, so come and get it while it's good.
And with that note, and I hope more people come in and get some of these beautiful paintings.
Absolutely, or just come and take a look. Looking is free.